Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. In today's video we are going through week 3 budget check-in, which I extended it out. Normally I try to do Wednesdays, but I film a little bit later now. So last week we ended with stuff on the 17th, so we're going to start with the 18th through the 25th. Today is the 25th. I don't plan to spend any more money. If we do, it's going to end up in next week, which will be the final week. So I have done a little change here because I am hoping to have them go live this week at some point. So I've created my Etsy shop for these trackers, but I've been working very hard on making my little updated no spend trackers. I have been learning how to draw on Procreate on my iPad, and I am very thrilled to have 4 different cats. So we have black, white, gray, and orange with little no spend stickers on there, or little no spend wooden signs. They're very cute. These are kind of small because these boxes are this is an 8.5 by 11 notebook, so they would fit a little bit better in the 7 by 9, but I have a bigger one. So this gets you the size. But I've been working very hard. They're very cute. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on one of them. We're going into ultra zoom there. But it's so cute. I've worked so hard. I'm so proud of myself. I'm not a drawer, but they're so cute. I did have to use a little bit of help to get some of the stuff, but I did actually draw, color, create everything into this. So they're very, very cute. And the image might not be the best because I've zoomed in 17 times to get this close to this. So, I'm so thrilled that they're so cute. And little white cat, and then the orange cat. Let's go back to normal sizes. Okay, so a little bit more. Okay, so I've been working hard. I am trying to create some other stickers. They're all printable, so you'd be able to print them, all of that type of stuff. So anyways, this is not about the stickers. This is about budget. But I'm working on the actual postings. Like, I have everything done on the postings. I just need to actually get them uploaded and posted, so and have them go live. But I'm just like, I'm so excited. I've worked hard on that. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get started on some of the things. So some of the things that have happened this week that have affected the budget slightly. So here in Houston, Texas, and across the South as well, we got snow on Tuesday. At least in Houston, we got snow on Tuesday. Shut down the city for 2 days, pretty much. So it started Monday late evening, nighttime, and went all the way through Tuesday. When I drove into the office on Thursday, there was still ice and snow, which I have seen snow before in my life because my one set of my grandparents lived in Columbus, Ohio. So I have visited them. I have been to places that do get snow on a regular basis. But this was like actual snow that we got, not the normal ice that we get, like an icy snow that we normally get. So I got about 4 inches of snow, which is, I think, the most I've ever seen in my life. And I live in the house that I grew up in. So I think that's the most snow I've seen in my entire life here in the Houston area. Like I said, I've seen snow in other locations, just not here in Houston and that deep. And we do have snow plows, or we have TxDOT trucks that they've attached snow plow things to the front of the truck. So we do have them. We do have some. I'm surprised, but we do have some. But yeah, so shut down the city for about 2 days because there was black ice on, it snowed and then it melted on Tuesday, and then we had black ice and icy roads on Wednesday. So the boys, the young boys, Cookie and Tay, were supposed to go to the vet on Tuesday to be neutered. The vet called on Monday and rescheduled their Tuesday appointment to Friday. So we have that expenditure over here, and it was $1,000 to get 2 6-month-old boys neutered. Absolutely ridiculous. And microchipped. Even though they don't go outside, there is the off chance that they may at some point end up outside. You know, I never really thought of that until I had a tree fall on my house this summer. So at some point, the cats might get out. So having them chipped is what I prefer, to have them chipped so that way I can get my cats back and everything. Then another thing that happened this, I'm trying to figure out, Wednesday, I got a call from the dealership. They've had my car for the past month trying to figure out why it's not really stalling. It just kind of is like a jerk and a pause when it's accelerating. And so they finally have figured it out. They talked to Kia, and Kia came back and said, I need a whole new transmission. I haven't had my car for 5 years. I will have had it 5 years on February 2nd. It is the 25th. So in almost a week, I will have had my car for 5 years. It only has 23,000 miles on the car too. So thankfully this all falls, the transmission falls under the powertrain warranty. So I should not have to pay for anything. But because of that, I had to give them back my loaner car because they have figured out the problem and it's going through the warranty, which I believe in the warranty, I also get a rental car. So I have a rental car charge over here for just the, for any damages or something like that happens to the car. Yes, and I've been very careful with not trying to spend any money this month. I mean, it's hard to tell by all of this, but I've been very good about just trying to stick with what I need to get. Some of the stuff is, I have a lot more business type stuff because it's the beginning of the year. I'm trying to, you know, set myself up and start new things and everything this year. So, and I mentioned I created these little stickers in Procreate. So I did buy Procreate, which was $14. And then on top of that, I've been watching this YouTuber that is kind of like teaching you how to draw, and she's selling her Procreate brushes. And I went ahead and bought the whole bundle of of everything. And she had a discount. The huge bundle was discounted as like half off. And then I got an extra 25% off. So I'm like, $60 and it was $180 originally. So I got it. And I'm set to continue creating more stickers and everything. So I'm trying to, I've never been an artist or a person who likes to draw very much. But I do doodle occasionally, but it's, you know, but I'm trying to, grow, you know. I'm trying, as my word of the year is cultivate, I'm trying to cultivate some new experiences and things like that. So drawing is one of them. So I'm so excited about these stickers. I love to see them in my planner. I'm so excited. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started with the weekly check-in on the things that need to be checked in on a weekly basis, which are groceries, household, and miscellaneous and pet stuff. So let's start off with groceries. I only have the one, $148 at Walmart, and that actually has some pet stuff in there because I bought some dry food for the inside cats because, oh my gosh, does Tay like his dry food. He does eat the the soft food, the canned food, but he loves, like, I put the soft food down, he eats a little bit, and then he runs right over as I'm filling up the food, the dry food bowls. But got that and some litter right before the storm, so that way, in case I needed to fill up any more litter boxes, or not knowing how long we were going to be snowed in, iced in, and all of that. Okay, next is household, and I have the one Amazon of $148.29. Totally backwards on how I was doing that. Okay, we have a couple of the, sorry, I'm off screen. My tripod leg is in the way. So, sorry, got distracted by text messages on my phone that I didn't even know had come in. Go figure. I can't get to my calculator. There we go. Okay, so miscellaneous expenses, we have the $1,084.46 at the vet, and then this book that I bought off of Amazon as well. So much for not spending. For right now, that $1,000 is going on, that was for the vet. It went on a credit card, to be full disclosure, and it's probably going to sit on a credit card because I currently don't know where to pull that money from. So, and then we had pet stuff. So the only pet one was that I got more flea and tick stuff. So $102.97. Okay. I'm gonna flip this over so I can write a little bit neater. Okay, then we have negative 39, minus 148.29 is negative 159.68. We have negative 94.43 minus and then pets. I'm not doing so well on this stuff. So negative 205.60. And we still have a week left of the year. Wonderful. Or not the year. Oh, good Lord. I got the sniffles again. Oh, so annoying. Okay, let's go ahead and start with anything that is a bill, which is the home security. I thought I had an Apple Premiere as well. So we have Apple Premiere, which is the subscription, so $40.61. Then we have debt paid towards the loan on the security system to my house, so $62.25 is done. Okay, so I am gonna switch to pencil because I may not be done with gas because my rental car, I'll talk about my rental car in a moment, but that's what all of this is that I filled up the loaner vehicle with gas, and then, because it needed it, and then a couple days later, or it needed it, plus we were going into a snowstorm, so I wanted to have a full tank of gas. And then when I got the call to return the loaner, I stopped on the way to return the loaner and filled it up with gas. So that way I didn't get charged for forget how many gallons it was, but it was $5 worth. 2 gallons, I think, is what I had to fill it up with. So we're at $26.80 so far. We're going to skip those. We're going to skip pet supply. Water is going to be $0. Extra to debt. So far, nothing, except for I did the minimum payment for credit card 2 was like 100 and something. So I am paying $300 more because that is the card I'm trying to pay off. And then the business credit card was like $60. So there is extra going to debt. It's just not actually, like, these were planned. I'm trying to figure out by the end of the month, I'm hoping to have some extra be able to go to pay off towards debt, but I also want to have some money go to savings too. So, and I do have something going to savings over here, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, so we've done shell, dining. Where's my dining? Oh, right there. So previously we had $35.13 in dining. I went to McDonald's again, and then to autos. So I am over budget by $6.99. So no more eating out for me this month. Okay. And then everything else is stuff that we will do on another page. So flipping back to savings tracker. Nope. We'll do this later. All of this stuff later, because the money that I moved to savings did not go to any of these savings accounts. So it instead went over here to the house fund. So for right now, I am just going to put it in pencil as $1,000 because I know I'm going to get some interest off of that $1,471. So I'm not going to put anything else. Plus every month I also put in stuff into that, so it'll be more than that. So for right now, $1,000. And then I'm gonna do the rental car stuff as well over here in the thing. So 124. I'm gonna do auto, and that was $50. And I have not set up the transfer yet on that one. So I'll do that a little bit later. And then the last couple are business budget related stuff. So Procreate is a software. $14.06, and then I am going to say that the brushes were equipment. So 60 plus 312.10. Alrighty, there we go. So, flipping back, I think I've I'm going to make sure I double checked everything. Oh, we have a personal. Forgot about that. Allergy medicine that I haven't been taking, but so personal 31.52 plus 45, and Claritin increased by like $10 from the last time I bought it. It was like 30 something dollars and it went up to this $45 for 100 tablets. Good for 3 months, basically. So far, I'm doing okay. Like I said, I'm doing okay. I technically could probably pay for the young boys, what I have left in my checking account, pay for their vet without putting it on the credit card, and that's where I'm going to try to figure that out at the end of the month. But I don't want to, what is it? I know there's only a week left, but I don't want to overextend myself just in the off chance something else happens. So I'm playing it safe. I'll figure it out by the end of the month if I want to pay any extra towards debt. So I should know probably about Wednesday or Thursday on what I want to do if I want to pay more to debt. So, which I do, and I also want to put stuff into savings. So there are some things that I need to talk to you about. So one moment. So the $1,000 that I got from my mom from Christmas, I showed you I moved it to the house fund, and that is to pay for the insurance that is due in February, and I still need to save up money for that, or else I need to pull from one of the other emergency fund savings accounts, basically. And I could pull, I have $900 in my vacation fund, but I need to pay for some hotels for some concerts that I'm going to. Surprise, surprise. So I need to do those hotels as well, or have money saved up to cover those, because those will be ones where I'm sharing with someone, so I need to have the cash to be able to transfer money to them, or else I pay for everything and then have them pay me. Either way. But the, I'm trying to think. So I have these savings challenges. Sorry, my brain is not functioning at this point. Let's see, let's find the one for the spring. Okay, so I have this savings challenge right here for the spring. And it's supposed to be where my deadline is March 31st, and it is to save $900. I've technically saved $1,000 because I moved that $1,000 to the house fund, and it's going to sit there until February when I have to pay. So it's like I did move it to savings, but it's not going in to savings. Like it's not being, it's going to be going out again. So it's kind of like, do I consider that as savings, or do I consider that, like, would I consider that $1,000 part of the savings challenge? And then some, because I have some other ones where, so that is where I'm kind of like, I don't know what type of savings challenge I want to do and everything. And that's where I also, it's like trying to decide if that's going to be considered, that $1,000 considered, then I have some extra money that I can throw at debt or throw into some other savings type stuff, because I do still need to pay. There's still some more money I need to put towards the house fund to pay for the regular house insurance. And then later this year, I have to figure out $1,300 for flood insurance. So, and then I need to pay for the cats. So it's kind of like, the 3 young cats were a surprise, handed to me on August 2nd. And I now they're a part of the family. I mean, the older boys, when they started bathing the kittens, I was like, oh, we're done. I have to have them. Speaking of, Sugar is in the doorway. Oh, she left. She was playing with her spring in the doorway, and I don't know where she went. Now we're getting the tripod fixed again. She ran into one of the other rooms. Anyways, so my rental car. I normally drive a car, like mid-size car, and when I go to get the loaner I had was a little bit smaller of a car, it's still a mid-size, but it's a smaller mid-size car, and that was from the dealership. It was almost a brand new car from the dealership. Had 224 miles on it when I got it, and I gave it back to them with 500 something, and that was only driving into the office a couple days and driving across town as well. But when I go to get the rental car, she's like, what kind of car do you drive? And I told her, and she's like, okay, so a car. And she's looking out in her parking lot to see what cars are available and all of this stuff. Why would you... I'm not going to complain because I have a vehicle. But they gave me a 4-wheel drive Jeep Compass that is lifted because it's a 4-wheel drive. It's like the Trail Master or something like that, to go out and like, there are settings for ice, snow, that type of stuff. And I'm like, why in the world would you give me this thing? As I'm driving down the road, I'm bouncing around, and I'm just like, I need to be closer to the ground. I need to be closer to the ground. I need to be closer to the ground. So needless to say, I will not be an SUV person ever. I did my time driving a minivan when I was 16. So, and I drove that for 2.5 to 3 years. So, and I still occasionally have to drive my mom's minivan. I much prefer my cars. Yeah. So, I mean, the rental car is a nice vehicle. It's just not me. I'm like, what happened to the Kias and the Hyundais and the Toyota Corollas? Why I don't need to have this type of vehicle to, and the fact that it's an SUV and it's like that, and I have to drive, 25 miles one way to get to the office, and hopefully I'll only have the vehicle for like a week. The dealership on the car, on the transmission, said it will take 2 to 4 days, depending on if there's anything in stock and the weather. Since all of this happened after all the ice and snow, and being in supply chain for the company that I work for, that there was one of our loads loaded on Monday. The driver got stopped in Louisiana on Monday night, and all interstates in Louisiana were frozen. And he was going to Georgia. Supposed to go to Georgia. So he was stuck in Louisiana, I think Thursday. We got a note from his dispatcher saying he's going to try alternate routes. But the interstate was still closed, and I think that was I-10 in Louisiana. Completely shut down because of the ice and everything. And it probably was because of the very long bridge, if you know what I'm talking about, in Louisiana. It's that long bridge around New Orleans area that was probably frozen because it's going over, I think, a portion of Lake Pontchartrain. But if you know that bridge, you know that bridge, because if there's an accident that happens on that bridge, you're going nowhere for hours. You can't turn back, you can't go forward, nothing. So it's, anyways, so I have a car. We know what's wrong with my car finally, which I kind of figured it was a slight transmission problem. Just because every time that it would do its thing, it was when I was accelerating and it was when it was trying to change gears and all of that type of stuff. So that I'm happy that they were finally able to duplicate the problem, submit it to Kia. They admitted that there's something wrong and that it falls within the warranty and all of that type of stuff. I will move on from that, but it's been a crazy week and I look horrible, but that's because I wasn't congested until I started talking to you guys. And then all of a sudden I got congested and it wants to run down my, you know, this cold weather stuff isn't helping. But I'm doing good. The cats are doing good. None of them are in here right now, but if you heard noise behind me, it was because Suga was over there playing with her spring. The two little boys, I was kind of concerned about Cookie. He's still kind of like not happy. He has taken to attacking my feet very vigorously. And he was very vocal in the vehicle yesterday on the way home. I mean, very vocal and telling me that I'm a horrible human being for putting him through all of that. And I was kind of concerned because he also had a lot of, when he got out of the kennel, it looked like he had a lot of blood all over him. And but it's hard to tell because he's the one that has white fur and he does tend to have, you can see things in his fur a lot better than all the other cats. So it's kind of, you can see through to his skin a lot easier. That's what I see by, you can see more things. You can see to his skin a lot easier. But nothing seems to be unstitched. There's no extra bleeding that I can see. Tay was up and running around and active and all of that this morning from the get-go. And he finally crashed around lunchtime, but he was going. Suga wants to play with her brothers and be violent and be a typical cat attacking her brothers. And I have had to separate the cats here and there because they're not supposed to be that active. Suga is still recovering from her spay, but she's healing up nicely, and time will tell with the little boys and their surgeries as well. So luckily we don't have to go back to the vet for another 11 months, because that's 11 to 12 months. That's when the little ones have to go back to the vet for their annual exams. So the older boys don't have to go back for a whole nother year unless something happens to them. So we're all healthy, we're all going crazy, and now that all the craziness of the holidays and everything has gone through and I'm trying to get back into habits of doing things, I'm hoping to actually start filming clean with me's, but I've had to live in a house divided with gates everywhere and keeping cats, and I'm hoping that within the next week or two that I will be able to remove the gates. Like you saw this gate in my office, there's one that also is separating the front from the back hallway. And I needed that for when Suga had her surgery, because, you know, the boys have a bad surgery too, but she, you know, when her brothers wanted to attack her, they wanted to claw her stomach, and that's exactly where her stitches are at, or were at. So I had to keep her separated, plus her brothers wanted to attack her because she had started to go into heat. Thankfully we caught all of that before the full cycle had started. So after she had the surgery, she still had the hormones running through her system, and it took about a week. Yeah, it was about a week for the hormones to kind of get out of her system. And thankfully, when the snow and everything came through, I was able to open up the gates and we could all cuddle together when it was cold and cuddle on my bed, which I'm gonna have to get a bigger bed. Let's just put it that way. I'm gonna have to get a bigger bed. There's not a lot of room on that bed when you have 6 cats and 3 of them are not fully grown yet. So yeah, But that's going to be for a while because that's going to be expensive because I'll have to buy a whole bed frame and everything. But that's it for this week. It's been a lot. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and I will check back with you guys next time. Bye, everybody.